Welcome everyone, this is my F2P account going through the new Memory of Chaos 12. Overall, the second half is probably more difficult. Aventurine's mechanic. I made a mistake here and targeted the mob on the left. That thing will die to the MOC buff, so just focus on the boss wolf. Anyway, the first half is pretty simple. The new wolf enemy looks intimidating, but the best strategy is to nuke it first. March 7th isn't actually here to do any damage. She's just here to break toughness and occasionally fire off an enhanced basic, which is decent, but overall a small portion of the damage for this team. I always make sure to have Hanya's skill active on the target I want to hit. It's a nice little damage buff, and the additional skill points are very good. Hanya is good here for the toughness breaking plus. She can technically buff both your DPS. Hunt March does toughness damage of the type of the Shifu, so it doesn't matter if the enemy doesn't have imaginary weakness, she'll still break enemies. I have Topaz's LC on Feixiao, so I make sure to not ult before hitting at least 2 follow-ups, because that's 24% crit damage. You can ignore that if you're using some other LC. The new wolf enemy puts a debuff on your team. All you have to do is hit it once to remove this debuff. That's why just nuke it down and make sure to hit it at least once with your support as well. As you can see, the goal of this team is just to build Feixiao stacks and then ult, which is the majority of the damage. The plan will always be to maximize the ult. Again, with the new wave, focus the wolf and make sure you have at least one person who can clear Kafka's mind control. I use Fu here, and I make sure to use her skill on the turn before the wave ends. Now just play like normal. Make sure to have Hanya's skill on the boss, and you should be good to go. I'm not really paying much attention to the MOC buff because this team attacks so often that you will usually always max it out. Just make sure to avoid the domination by Kafka, but other than that, she doesn't have any mechanics that will give you trouble.
The Ten Lords decree, hereby ordained. Time to show you what Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less hard, what's this? Fangs and claws got dull. The fearless will come here. I could take 10 of you. I venture forth to forever. Triumphant! Victory is inevitable! Came together. I venture forth to hunt forever. Triumphant! Victory is inevitable! Converge and awaken. Something for everybody. And yank. Watch your feet. I shall be the judge.
An easy 4-cycle clear for this follow-up team, mostly because the buff does a lot of damage. But in my next video, I'll show you a break DPS March 7th build that does almost as well, and is mostly... So this half is the most annoying MOC in a while. I'm using Boothill Super Break because I know it's good. Make sure to start with Gallagher or a sustain that can continuously heal you. You'll see the first wave attacks you 6 times before you even get a turn, so that's something to worry about.
Please stay tuned. Sound lingers.
Locked and loaded. Watch yourself.
Harmony MC is here specifically because she has good AoE damage for the Aventurine mechanic in the next half. Super Break is good, but you need the AoE more than Break. She can consistently get a break here to start off, which allows Boothill to actually kill one of the small mobs. With that kill, you need to ult the Belobog Legionnaire. It is imperative that you don't let him put his shield up for the counter, otherwise one of your units will die. I've done this run about 20 times, so I roughly know the damage breakpoints. So I could hit the broken mob on the left, but I'm going to hit the Legionnaire boss here to reduce toughness. Basic here with MC to get the skill points. Sometimes skill points become an issue, so just try not to waste them. She anyway wouldn't do much damage because no one is broken, so Boothill can kill it in one enhanced basic. Same as last time, we'll let the MOC buff take out the small mob. Right now, I'm only thinking about the second wave. I need to get Gallagher ult, Ruin May ult, and Boothill ult before I transition to the next phase, otherwise I lose. So I'll keep skilling with Gallagher to keep everyone topped up.
Nice second, my friend. Indulge yourselves!
So this is the warmth of life.
Bring it on.
Eternal.
Step up, let's see ya. Time to mix things up.
So this is the warmth of life. The mood is set. Let the show begin.
As soon as this boss dies and Aventurine comes on, I press all my ults before he can move. MC will die to burn, or one hit, so I need to get off a heal, and Boothill ult delays his actions, so I have more time to act. I waste a Gallagher enhanced basic here, but I don't care because I get to keep my team alive.
Nice like a good brew, my friend. Indulge yourselves! It ain't over.
Take your positions.
Aventurine first turn reduces your energy. He starts the gamble only in the second turn. But with Boothill's super break, he doesn't get the chance in the first half. So once again, I save Gallagher ult for the second health bar, because I can't stop the gamble mechanic. Boothill only needs 2 basic attacks here to break, and after that it's game over, so you just play to survive till then.
Waiting in line for a bullet. Time's up.
Grace and elegance.
In the mood for another beating? Time to mix things up. I'm guessing that wasn't free.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Bring it on. There's your reward.
As soon as he transitions, he starts the dumb RNG gamble. I know MC and Gallagher will be fine since they can both hit all 4 dice. Ruin May and Boothill will almost always lose, and there's nothing I ulted here because I already got a 6. The chance of getting a 3 on ult isn't too low. It's like 50-50. If I lose, I was going to lose anyway. If I win, I get the ultimate back. In the second half, you have that absolutely horrendous gamble mechanic where basically you need to hit the dice and get a higher score than Aventurine. You can see he has a 9, so you need to max out your character's score by hitting all 4 dice. Boothill and Ruin May can't, so they will lose and take damage from the upcoming attack. Gallagher and MC are fine here. They're going to hit all 4 dice with their ultimate, and skill respectively, so they won't take any damage. So I got lucky and won the gamble with Boothill on this turn, but most other runs I would lose and then scramble to try to keep my units alive. Ruin May is super tanky, yet she's at 800 HP after that string of attacks. Another gamble, and we do the same thing as last time. Use skill on MC, ult on Gallagher, and then heal Ruin May and Boothill as much as possible. Aventurine is going to die on the next turn, but staying alive till then is the problem.
Indulge yourselves!
That combo just hits really hard. Look at Boothill at basically 1 HP. This is the RNG heavy part, because one more hit and I have to restart, and I've had to restart so many times.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Waiting in line for a bullet. Bring it on.
And that's a wrap. He dies here. Simple 5-cycle clear, perfectly within spec. This was a super annoying MOC rotation, but Boothill has proven to be insane overall since his release.
It ain't over.
Take your positions. Let's improvise.
Let's duel. There's your reward.
Going over builds, everything is pretty straightforward. This account has got super lucky with light cones, so you can ignore those. Whatever you have will work that suits the unit. Feixiao scales off HP. I make sure to prioritize HP main stats and an energy regen rope. There is no perfect 4-piece for her, so I opted for a 2-piece combo. For traces, obviously the most important are her skill and talent. Those provide the most survivability to the team. The basic and alt can be left at 0, as she doesn't do a lot of damage anyway. March 7th, Hunt is completely free, and you can get max Eidolon just by playing the game. I've prioritized her crit stats here, and you'll see that with her relic choice of 4-piece Musketeer and 2-piece Rutilant, making her enhanced basic hit like nukes. Whatever light cone you have, that works best. Cruising S5 is free and really good, but you can use swordplay also as a good alternative. Level up only the important traces, basic is max, the rest could be updated for a bit more damage, but it's not worth the effort. Feixiao took a really long time to build. She's a typical crit DPS, so maximize crit and speed. I have Topaz's signature for her, but you can use the Herta Shop S5 for almost the same damage. She can also use swordplay really well. For relics, it's Duran and Valorous. Most likely if you don't have a break DPS, then you might not have these, so Ash Blazing Grand Duke or Inert Salsado are good. My Hanya is built pure speed and defense. She's already one of the faster 4 stars, so getting 150 plus is not that difficult. I'm running her at 160 instead of 170 speed to get the buff from Broken Keel, since that's 10% crit damage if you have 30% effect res. Dance 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 is probably the best 4-star light cone with the action forward, but it's not necessary. You can give whatever you have. You just need her to survive since her buff is not dependent on any stat. Team 2 starts with Gallagher, who scales his healing off break effect. So break effect and energy regen were the only stats I looked for. Speed is a good consideration, but I don't have relics like that. Relic set doesn't matter. Light cone, probably anything that has break effect, but he'll heal enough regardless. E0 because I'm not that lucky, but he cleared MOC, so I don't care. Boothill is the carry, and he scales entirely off break effect. My build just maximizes break effect and speed in every substat and main stat. My 270 includes his signature light cone, so it might be higher than most others, but you really don't need the light cone to make him viable. For relics, there are 2 options. You either use Iron Cavalry if you have Harmony MC, because there is no super break otherwise, or you use a rainbow set maximizing speed and break effect. Talia as a 2-piece is mandatory for the additional break effect it gives.